So let's go to the question of when did consciousness appear on Earth? Now, we could take it to the universe, but we'll just talk about Earth. So the Earth formed 4.5 billion years ago. Life appeared about 3.5 billion years ago. And here we are today, roughly speaking. So when did the Bing occur? Well, it could be some people think fairly recently, like with tools and language in the last couple 100,000 years. Julian Jaynes, for example. I don't think that's true. It could have happened at the Cambrian evolutionary explosion, a brief 10 million years, about 540 million years ago, during which all the animal phyla appeared on Earth. And if we go back one step further to the origin of life, here we are, first life, Bing. So how did that happen? How could that have happened? Well, how did it happen? So if we go back to the primordial soup, maybe something like this happened, that kind of like a protein forming, these aromatic rings coalesced, and they reached threshold for Rogers' objective reduction and had a moment of consciousness, or proto-consciousness, Bing, in the primordial soup. Would have been more complex than this, but not that much. And so that would have been the first biological conscious moment. And these would be random, initially at least, but some would be positive, some would feel good. Bing. And maybe we can use a happy face there to explain that, illustrate that this could be a pleasurable feeling. And with pleasure as a feedback fitness function orienting pi resonance groups, did life then evolve to orchestrate and optimize OR-mediated pleasure? I call this the quantum pleasure principle in a paper I wrote in 2017. It's a takeoff on Freud's beyond the pleasure principle. But the point is that I think primitive pleasure or something like that in the primordial soup, some feeling, caused these organisms to optimize their arrangement so that they could access and optimize pleasure. And they could replicate and do stuff that would optimize pleasure. And that, I'm arguing, it was the trigger